Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to check out my video. My name is Stacey Erickson. I run a business called Dare to Dream Designs. My work lately has been focusing a lot on using recycled discs and CDs in my art, and I am pleased to announce that I'm going to be offering a free online live tutorial on how to do that. So if you would like to be able to make something that looks like this, please be sure to tune in live. This is my co-host, Zoe. She'll probably be making lots of appearances during my videos. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a live tutorial on how to make art like this. I'm hoping sometime Saturday later in April to give you guys some time to collect the supplies that you're going to need to make these. So in the meantime, I'm going to go through some of the stuff that you're going to need for this tutorial if you want to follow along live. Basically what you're going to want to start with is collecting a bunch of discs. They come in more colors than you would ever dream. Blues, purples, greens, golds, silver. So get yourself any assortment of discs that you're going to be reusing for the purpose of this video. You're going to want to make sure that you have either clear packing tape or like book protector for prepping the discs. You're going to need a wire cutters in order to cut the discs to use. In the tutorial that I'll be posting, I'll be using just small frames in order to get them done in hopefully under an hour. But that's probably optimistic. I'm guessing the live video will be no longer than 2 hours, I'm hoping. Again, we'll be using 5x7 canvases for the live tutorial. Another useful thing to have on hand is a needle nose pliers in order to help us prep the canvases. We'll need it for pulling out the backing. What you're going to want to look at in your frames is making sure you have something that has a pretty good lip on it, because we're going to be resining directly into here. So it's very important to find something that has a bit of a lip to it. So this, you can see, has quite a bit of a dip down to the canvas, and so does this one. Anything without a lip is not going to work for this video, so just make sure that you have something that has some sort of thick border like that for the tutorial. You're also going to be needing a hot glue gun and glue. You'll be needing black paint and a paintbrush. You're going to want paper. You can use colored papers. These are all cardstock. I don't usually use the cardstock because when you pour the resin, it often affects the color quite a bit and unevenly, and I don't like that uneven look. So usually I just go with something straight black, because then you know exactly what you're gonna get. And naturally you'll need scissors to cut that. If you don't want to use cardstock or black paper, another really easy option is to just find a sticker or a thing that you would like to use. For example, I found these beautiful little paper butterflies in Dollarama, actually, that work really well if you feel intimidated by using cardstock to cut out a silhouette. Then find something similar to this. It could be any sticker really that you can put in instead. You could use unicorns or whatever you want. It makes a lovely finished product as well, without putting quite so much pressure on you guys to cut it just right or whatever. So that's another option if you want it. Now, resins. There's a lot of different kinds of resins available out there. I have had varying success with different ones. One of the most common types of resin is UV resin. This stuff by Let's Resin, I had pretty good success with it. It cures by UV light. The nice thing about it is it cures very quickly. under a black light. But the unfortunate thing I've discovered with it is that if you use it for this kind of art, it gets into places that can't be cured by the light, and then you have issues with your canvas dripping even months after it's finished. So I've stopped using this. This is great if you want something to cure right away. I would not suggest getting UV resin for this tutorial. I haven't used this brand very often, but this is an epoxy brand that is half and half mix ratio. If you're wanting something that is going to be about the right size for the tutorial that I'm doing, this is probably about the right size. I'm gonna put some links in the description again of where you can get this stuff. What I will be using myself in the video is tabletop epoxy. Now this is way more than I expect you guys to be getting. I do a lot of work with resin, so it's the most financially sound option for me to get this tabletop epoxy. Again, I'll put a link in the description. It cures really well, and I haven't had any problems with it. I love working with this stuff. So that's what I'll be using in the tutorial, but you can feel free to try a different brand if you want to. You're going to want to make sure you also bring gloves to work with it, because it is toxic in its uncured state. And a bonus is if you have either some sort of blowtorch or lighter for popping the bubbles after. This is not necessary, but if you want a nice clear coat that doesn't have any bubbles, it's good to have. But they're not necessary for the tutorial. So I think that's everything that you're going to need. I'm going to redo a checklist in the description for you. My YouTube channel is going to primarily be where I teach this. I'm hoping I'll be able to figure out how to live stream it to TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram as well. But it will for sure be on YouTube, which will have a link in the description. Thank you guys so much for your interest. Until next time, bye for now.